Hey, this is Bryce Johnson from Expedition Bigfoot. You're listening to the Paranomaly Zone.
Look, I know the supernatural is something that isn't supposed to happen. It does happen. A ghostly apparition in the dark of night.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Hey there, paranormal pals and patrons of the Paranomaly Zone. We wish you all the best. Thank you for joining us. This is Paranomaly Zone's Patreon exclusive episode number 40. What did I just say, Mike? 44?
4.
Wow. Good golly, Miss Molly. Man, it's the content, the episode numbers are getting up there, Mike. We're doing a good job.
Yeah. Are we now?
Maybe? Oh, geez. Okay. I take that all back. All back. No, we hope you guys are enjoying the content. We're having a great time doing it. So, yeah, help spread the word. See if you can get a family member or a friend to try us out for as little as $1 a month. But you knew that already. So, it'd be great to see everybody. $1. Just $1.
Uno peso.
Well, that too.
Well, that's not quite the exchange rate, but
I don't think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about a Deutschmark? Is that a Deutschmark?
Una Deutschmark. Una lira.
I think isn't a Deutschmark like
Eins Deutschmark.
is that like a equivalent of a penny, the Deutschmark, or
I have no idea.
or like a nickel, or I don't know.
I think I've got a couple of Deutschmarks somewhere.
Ooh, like on your left leg or something?
One of my tins of things.
Oh, sure. Don't mind that. It's just a Deutschmark. So, Hey, Mike, look out for the monkeypox. That's the latest thing we have to worry about now.
Monkeypox.
Oh God! I just saw some headline on the Twitter. On the Twitter.
Pox monkey.
Yeah, but it's the
That
first
poxy monkey.
the first confirmed case in the United States of monkeypox, and monkeypox is proven fatal for every 1 out of 10 cases. So I'm sure everything's going to go absolutely bonkers with that one, or it's just going to slide away and no one's going to remember it at all. But
Yeah, so if your state has a large population of monkeys,
look
keep
out!
them indoors. Seal your windows and doors.
And for God's sake, stop having sexual relationships with them, because that's where it all starts.
Well,
Maybe.
I could go all over the
Yeah,
place with that, but I'm not.
I probably.
I'm not gonna.
Nope.
Ain't gonna do it.
That's probably best.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna. All right. So,
Nagada. Nakadana. Naga.
hey, jeez, wow! I think Mike's being attacked by a monkey right now. Mike's actually being used as a ventriloquist dummy right now by a large orangutan that broke into his house.
Yeah. I got a gorilla's fist up my ass and he's making my mouth move.
No wonder he's bouncing around so much. Good gosh, Mike. Well, still,
That's not the monkey. That's not the gorilla using his saying ouch or anything like that. That's actually me.
That's Mike.
Yeah.
That's Mike. So, yep. Gorilla on the loose in Enderlin. Look out, everybody.
Look out for the gorilla pox.
Yeah, the gorilla pox. But yeah, of course, I'm not making light of it at all. But
I mean,
it just absolutely amazes me. It amazes me. I mean, it brings me back to it doesn't seem like it was that long ago when we all had to be panicking about the giant killer bees that were making their way up, up here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how many other things that every dang time you look at the news, there's just I avoid the news.
Something new.
Yep, something new to make you worry and stress out, and it's just.
So is this supposed to affect zoos? You want to stay away from the zoo or what?
You know what? I really don't know. I briefly ran over it or perused through it, and I guess there'd been small outbreaks in Portugal and Italy, and then there was the first confirmed one in New Hampshire, I want to say. or
New
no,
Hampshire.
no,
Oh,
no,
that's a-
no, Connecticut. That's where it was. I think
Connecticut. Yeah, that's another big monkey
there
state.
are lots of monkeys.
I'm sure.
yeah,
And I'm
absolutely.
not saying anything bad about Connecticut. I'm
No,
saying that
of course not.
there's probably a lot of monkeys there. I don't know.
There was a very
Isn't there a lot of forested areas in Connecticut?
I just saw, unless it was your dog or something, there was like a white shadowy light that just moved past your, it'd be my left, but it's your right shoulder. So maybe you just got did a car drive by reflecting kind of your TV?
I don't know.
It was just weird because your TV, I know it's when your TV's, I know it's your TV's light because it's stationary and it reflects and stuff. This one actually
Right.
moved across the screen. That was interesting.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that could be absolutely nothing. I could have been seeing things, but it was interesting. So, anyhow, I didn't mean to interrupt our monkeypox conversation. So, hey, Mike, you know what? Calm that orangutan down. Oh, sorry, gorilla. I lost what I was going to
Anyway.
say. But
So, what do we got going for tonight now?
well,
Got some plans or
a
what?
couple of interesting things. We're
Yeah,
going to see
we
how
do.
long we're going to see how
know
long
we
this
do.
these particular conversations go. I want to briefly talk about before we dive into a very interesting occurrence that you experienced. When was
I
this?
did. What, two nights ago, I
Two
believe it
nights
was.
ago.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that. You just texted me
nights
that
ago.
last night again, just nonchalantly. Oh, by the way, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. So I was out in the kitchen the other night in the middle of the night and
Yeah, exactly.
got up to have a snack after going to the bathroom.
And goddamn gorilla attacked me, and he hasn't left me since. No,
That
it's
goddamn
something-
monkey gave me the pox.
Right.
God dang.
And we're not talking about phantom monkeys or phantom gorillas or anything. No, we're talking about some interesting phantom, I'll just say it, phone call perhaps that Mike experienced the other day. That was bizarre. That was cool.
It was
man.
bizarre. Yeah. And I
Can't wait to hear about it. That's for sure.
yeah, it
And-
was
but
interesting.
I did want to, before we dive into that, I did want to briefly mention our plans for this weekend, Mike. What shall we let
We got
our
big plans for this weekend.
what shall we let our patron pals know? What do we got on the agenda?
Well, you have spread it out on the Twitter a little bit.
Very little, yes, very little.
Yes, we absolutely fantastic little bit of a ghost hunting road trip. Road trip number 2, as road trips go for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what do you consider we took a road trip to Para-Unity.
Well, okay, then road trip number 3 as far as things go. But this is will be our second ghost hunting
Are you
road trip.
talking about the road trip to Vargas Trails?
Yes.
Okay, but we kind of took a road trip it's a road trip for me when we went to Standing Rock, so that's kind
Oh
of.
yeah, sure. There you go.
Well, then also
That's- yeah.
the burial mounds at Itasca State Park.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm way off.
I was like, we've only done
Yeah,
this twice, really?
Can't remember things, but yeah. Okay, so this is another one in our list of road trips we've taken.
Yes, absolutely. So where are we going again, Mike? And give a brief
We are-
background of what happened there.
We are going to go to. It's called Whitestone Battlefield. It's about 2.5 hours southwest of where I live, between 2 hours and 2.5 hours, I believe. Nice drive across North Dakota prairie land. And it's a very hilly area out there where this Whitestone Battlefield, you go out there and you go up this hill and you can see for miles. And kind of like Standing Rock, but there's it's more of a clear hill, not like a lot of shrubbery on it. Shall bring me a shrubbery.
Yes.
Anyway,
Knights will
yeah,
say
Monty Python there. But anyway, back in the 1870s, I believe it was. Well, they have a plaque and things out there we can read and things like that. But there is native village that was set up out there. And I don't know how many natives were living there, but typical men, women, children.
I was reading the other day, Mike. Sorry for interrupting, but
Okay.
it was made,
no, go ahead.
It was it was made up of 3 separate tribes.
Okay.
Lakota. I'm going to look it up so I can get the
Mhm.
keep speaking. Continue, Mike.
So it was during a time where the U.S. military, the Army, they were searching out native tribes and encampments. And well, this one, they went and they pretty much massacred all of them. The natives were running for their lives, and they were just pretty much cut down as they ran. And
Would you
Just-
like me
okay,
to
go
read?
ahead.
Would you like me to read?
absolutely, you'd get more information that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Well, I figured if we better get the facts straight here. Whitestone. Oh God, excuse me. I just had a orangutan stick his finger somewhere in me. Whitestone Hill State Historic Site, 23 miles southeast of Culm, Dickey County.
Culm, yep.
Culm.
Culm, Kulm.
Yep, Culm. And it marks the scene, as Mike said, of the fiercest clash between Indians and white soldiers in North Dakota. September 3rd, 1863, General Alfred Sully's troops attacked a teepee camp of, I hope I'm pronouncing these okay, Yonktonai, some Dakota, Hunk Papa, Lakota, and Blackfeet.
Wow, I didn't know there's that.
As a part of a military mission to punish participants of the Dakota conflict of 1862.
Yeah.
As Mike said,
The uprising.
many Indian men, women, and children died or were captured. Military casualties were light. The Indians also suffered the destruction of virtually all of their property, leaving them nearly destitute for the coming winter.
Mm-hmm.
And there are two monuments there, Mike. One honoring the Indian dead and a second commemorating the soldiers who died in the battle. It says a marker also recognizes two early settlers, Tom and Mary Shimeen. A fieldstone shelter besides the trail provides a resting point overlooking part of the battlefield, and a freshwater lake nearby is a picnic area with a shelter, table, pit toilets, and a parking lot. The site is open year-round, and there is no snow removal service. Admission is free. So that's where we're going.
Yeah. From what I have understood, it was more of a massacre than a battle.
I think
It
that
was
was
more-
I think that was worded very politely on the official
yeah.
website.
It was
there.
pretty one-sided and outnumbered, I think.
Yeah.
And from what I don't know if I read this in more of a local thing or I can't remember, but as people were trying to run for these other hills to hide, they were just shot down as they were running. And
right.
yeah, it was, yeah, it
Unfortunately,
wasn't
unfortunately, a lot of the details and stuff are whitewashed. You know. So
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
There's definitely Mike and I truly believe, and people out there, historians who know far more about this than we ever will.
Right.
We believe there's a great chance that there's some powerful residual energy. that
Oh,
is
there's got to be.
lingering there. Perhaps something more. But have you ever heard of any paranormal accounts from
I
Whitestone?
never have. I've never heard any or seen any stories about it, but we'll find out.
We'll find out for sure. Yeah, we're kind of going by on gut instinct right now. It's like there's this.
Yeah.
There has to be something there. It's going to be pretty.
And-
It's going to be awesome. And you mentioned to me the other day, Mike, how you said like you feel kind of weird about like trying to contact anything that may be remaining there. You texted me that. Do you remember?
I felt pretty confident that we were going to get some activity out of there.
Well, yes, you did, but you also before that you said how it's going to be odd being at that
Yeah.
site trying to contact something because of just the negative history of what
Right.
happened there.
The whole story, the history of it, and the sensitivity of it. I think which
yeah,
is
yeah.
why we have to go about it in a very respectful manner.
Well, of course we will.
Yeah. And like we do, we always do. I mean,
Nope, I'm looking forward to it. So you said it's a 2-hour drive from your place, 2.5-hour drive,
yeah, about
Roughly?
that, I believe.
roughly. Okay.
Yeah, roughly.
So and I'll be
Yeah.
leaving. So it's about what is it? About 2.5 hours from my place to yours. But you want to meet in Fargo, right?
Yeah, we can certainly do that. Yeah.
So how far of a drive is it from Fargo then? Or do you not know? I'm just looking at how much time we can have there. We got
Well,
geez, another
it
hiccup
would-
there, man. Sorry, everybody.
Um,
That damn orangutan is giving me hiccups. Whew.
Well, it's about from Fargo to here is just under an hour.
Okay, gotcha.
Man. Oh, here. Wait a minute.
Wait a
What was I saying?
I don't know what you were saying. What were
It's
you
only
saying?
like an hour and 15 minutes from here. That doesn't
Oh.
sound right.
Well, that's a hell of a lot better than 2.5 hours away from your place. I
Yeah.
don't like that. Yeah.
Okay. I swear to God, I thought it was a lot further than that.
Well, that's good though.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So let us know, by the way, patrons, how the audio sounds, because I purchased a new laptop. This was the first episode we're recording with said laptop, and so I've been spending a lot of time. It's been taking forever trying to transfer all the stuff over to this new laptop. And some things aren't working, some things are working. It just looks like it's recording our audio really low right now. I mean, we sound okay talking to each other, but I'm looking at the recording audio input, and it's like I can barely see it. So let us know how we sound. I hope we're sounding okie dokie. Like if we come across super loud at the beginning because the levels said we were, and now all of a sudden it's like, hello, everybody, hello. Anyways. Oh, we just got the 10-minute warning from Zoom, Mike.
Yeah, that figures.
Yeah, of course we did. Well,
Okay.
I don't have my, you will not hear any time traveling excursion sound effects. I'm sure you're all super sad because of that. Because, hey, guess what? The new laptop, the soundboard is not compatible with it. So I'm trying to remedy that as we go along. But yeah, we're looking forward to Whitestone. Mike, let's take that break. And I want to dive into your crazy flippin' experience, okay?
Yes, we shall do that.
All right, so I'm going to hang up. Well, first I'm going to pause. This is literally going to be seamless as hell because no time excursion sound effects. So hold on, boys and girls. We shall be right back. All right, we have returned after yet another seamless time traveling excursion and a silent one. No time traveling excursion audio whatsoever. And we arrived safe and sound. And Mike, you look you look sumptuous and supple as always. So good.
Yes, and afterwards I put the lotion in the basket.
Yes, yeah, I got you. Yeah, we're past the Ed Gein stuff, okay? No more.
I know.
No more. No
Thank
more.
God.
You know what, though?
Anyway.
I had a great time doing our first dive into true crime, though. That was
very good.
very fun. So we're going to have to, which is, seems like it's a oxymoron. Well, not an oxymoronic term, but it doesn't seem like it fits when you use the word fun and cool and a blast when you're talking about such horrendous crimes.
Yeah.
But hey, it was fun. It was cool. It was a blast. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you look like you're constipated for a second. What was going on there?
No, I am definitely not that.
Oh, good. I don't want you to have
That's
any
just
more.
I always look that way.
Oh, okay.
My puckered old man face.
I just don't want you to have any more physical ailments, or at least, I mean, you already have so much to deal with, and it's meant that the first time I went and met you, a year or so ago now, and you were.
Yeah, well, that was a bad day.
You were.
Oh,
You
man.
were. All I will say is you were attacked numerous times by
Yeah.
your friend,
Something.
Mr. Bowles. Something was happening to you that day. I don't know what was going on,
Yeah.
but and
Yeah. Felt bad all over.
your back, everything was just, man,
Yep.
It's been a rough go for you. So, but you're gonna soldier through this weekend, that's for sure. This
Oh, it'll be,
this coming weekend's gonna be a blast.
I'll deal with it.
All right, Mike, I don't want to wait anymore. I need to hear this story. Selfishly and personally, I need to hear this story, but especially share this for our awesome Patreon pals. What the hell happened the other night?
Well, a lot of people might think really nothing of it, but it was pretty cool after I worked through it and in my brain and tried everything I could to debunk it or think that it was nothing. But I got up in the middle of the night like I always do, to go to the bathroom, of course, and sometimes I'll go out and stand in the kitchen and just eat some chips or something or whatever.
May I ask what
in
type?
my underwear and t-shirt.
Oh, that's a great sight right there. What type of chips?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious. I'm curious what type of
Oh,
chips.
I thought you were going to ask me what I was wearing.
No, I don't want to know. I already have.
So I
no.
really answered that rather quickly.
Yes. No, I just want to know what type of chips. What type of chips? What
They
flavor?
were
What
barbecue
brand?
chips.
Oh, okay.
Lay's barbecue.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
Alright.
those quite a bit.
I was
Especially if you were in
hoping
the
you-
attire that I was in, it tastes even better.
Yes, you'll
But-
prefer these Underoos even more because they lend themselves so comfortably
Yeah.
towards the barbecue lay flavors. So,
Yes. And especially the underoos that I have are Groot underoos.
oh,
They make those, you know.
oh, well, good. I did not know that. Or
I'm Groot.
I don't know.
I
if
am Groot.
it's going over my head. Is this a joke?
Yeah.
Okay. I lost you, man.
It's from a wonderful movie. But anyway, to set the whole scene here.
I'm just
and-
glad you didn't say kettle chips because I am not a fan.
Yeah, I can't stand kettle
not
chips.
a
They
fan
hurt
of
my
kettle
mouth.
chips. Yeah.
Yeah, they cut your mouth like a blunt saw blade.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you'd be a great salesperson for kettle chips.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But anyway,
go ahead.
I was standing in the kitchen in my very old house, creepy enough to begin with, kind of. All the lights in the house were off except for one small light in the kitchen. So here I am, back up against the counter
Oh, he's acting it out kind of.
outside. Anyway, and I was eating chips, and all of a sudden I heard very faintly. It sounded like it was far away, but it was there. I mean, it's hard to explain to make it sound like it makes sense, but it was very faint. And I heard a phone ringing, but it was like the old fashioned phone, like, you know, like the striker hits the bell and everything, like, and makes that ringing noise.
Oh,
You know, like an old, very old phone.
Yeah, you're going way back in the day type of old phone.
Yeah.
Not so much.
But
or-
you know, it's got the old sound to it. It's not like an electronic off of your cell phone that you can put in for your ringtone.
Okay. Oh,
You know,
sure.
like the original phone sound or whatever. This was an actual real phone. I'm old enough to remember exactly what that sounds like.
Sure.
I mean, but anyway, I heard this phone ring, and I stopped eating. I stopped munching. So it was totally quiet because I thought I heard it. And then it rang again. I was like, okay, I'm definitely hearing this. And it rang like nobody was answering it, and then it quit. So, and it was very consistent from the beginning to the end of that ring, you know, like that same faint, same distance thing, but actually there. You know, like when I started thinking about it, it's like, okay, if this is a paranormal thing, like maybe a residual something or other, it's like where the phone was way back, you know, in the kitchen there, the hookup is there in the kitchen, which would have always been there.
An old phone
Maybe
line.
there's like
An old phone line
Yeah,
is there
for the old-
in your kitchen.
the old phone line is there. Yep. And it's like that veil just kind of thinned out to the point where maybe I could hear something come through, but it's still faint because, you know, there's still a bit of a veil there. It's just opening up a little bit. You know what I mean?
So were you? I'm picturing your kitchen. Were you like leaning up by like your sink area or kind
Yeah.
of,
In that, yeah, well, you know where the counter where the sink is, and then it meets the counter going to the stove in that
Stove.
corner. I was
Yep.
kind of leaning up in that corner.
Okay, gotcha.
And the phone is by the back door that goes out.
Yes. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where the phone jack is. There's no phone hooked up to it at all right now. It's just the phone jack.
And I asked you this immediately when you texted me that last night. I said, "Is there any chance a neighbor's phone was going off?"
Yeah. No, absolutely not. I mean, my windows are closed, and the 11 whatever years I've lived here, 12 years, whatever, I've never, even with windows open, I've never heard somebody's phone ringing from outside in
Okay.
the summertime when the windows are all open or whatever. But this, like I said, it's like it was there, but kind of all around sound kind of thing, but just faint faint as if it were far away.
Now,
Maybe
did
that
you
makes more sense.
when you first noticed it? What was your first instinctive reaction to it, or your first instinctive thought? Did you
Well, my
immediately go
first-
to was like, oh, that's something that's out of place, that's out of order, that's
No,
okay,
not at all. My first reaction was I stopped chewing right away because it's like,
Yeah.
was that a phone I just heard?
okay, gotcha.
I thought nothing paranormal of it whatsoever. I mean,
Okay.
it was just like, well, that's odd that I'd be hearing this phone. I thought, okay, and my phone and Mary's phone don't have that ringtone on it. They're very, very different. Just those odd sounding ringtones,
Yeah, sure.
So
Ooh, what does Mary think about that? Or Macy? I mean, Macy did.
yeah,
was it Macy's phone? Does Macy have an iPhone?
no, not yet.
Not
She's
yet.
too young. But
I
but
bet
yeah,
you
so
dogs are gonna have iPhones.
So
someday.
I stopped chewing so I wasn't making any noise in my ears. When you're chewing chips, you can hear that,
Oh, of course.
really loud. You hear your own chewing. So I stopped and I kept listening, and it was dead silent except for the ring, and the usual kind of pause between rings.
Yeah.
Just like your phone ringing, like a landline phone ringing.
So I just
And I
heard a
don't know how many-
notification. Some notification just went off. Was that your iPad or your phone, or what was that?
That was my iPad.
And it was not your
Yeah.
iPad at all. Not everything.
Oh,
was-
no, not at all. And that was my brother just getting back to me.
Oh,
He looks
yeah.
terrible. He took the tape off where his chest tubes were, then took a shower for the first time.
Oh, wow. That's
But he's just all worn out.
oh,
anyway.
Yeah. Get better soon,
So,
Steve. Good
yeah,
Lord. Stay off of
definitely,
ladders.
yeah.
Stay away from ladders.
Yeah, he's already been told that.
I know.
His wife Lori,
I know.
no more ladders.
No more ladders. Rule number one.
Right.
So
Anyway,
you hear this and you stop chewing because you want to make sure you're hearing what you're hearing.
Yes, exactly. I wanted to identify what I was hearing because I know I heard it, but it was so faint. That's why I stopped everything so I could listen very closely.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept hearing it, like it kept ringing, and it kept ringing like nobody was going to answer it. Nobody answered it, and whoever was calling hung up.
And it seemed like it was the same level as far as loudness to you. It didn't like kind of
Throughout
fade.
the whole thing.
Yeah, it didn't.
No,
like,
it
get
didn't fade at all.
louder or
It's-
fade. Okay.
No, it stayed the same.
Okay.
And I thought about it like afterwards and during. I thought, okay, now I got to think of this because right away I know there's no phone like that in here. And then when I realized that this is an odd thing, and then I started to process, well, could this be a paranormal event? So I went through all these steps of like, before just jumping right to a residual paranormal event or whatever, I went through everything in my mind, what I heard, what it sounded like, how it was, everything. And then I decided, to me, it was a paranormal event.
Now, what's
That's the
really
conclusion that I came up with.
now you have to share a story that
Sure.
adds a hell of a lot of significance to what you heard that
Yeah.
you had just kind of never mentioned to me before.
Yeah. That's
Um,
weird that I haven't, but
Yeah, tell
'Cause
us,
I've,
fill
you
us
know,
in on
usually
this.
tell you everything.
Fill this in on this backstory here.
yeah. Well, shortly after I lived here, or moved in here, wasn't too long. With me being the interested person in the paranormal and the age of this house, I had asked some older people that had been in town for a long time that I had known, gotten to know a little bit about things about this house in the past and everything. And I may have jokingly said, well, I wonder if it's haunted or anything. And this person I was talking to said, well, I don't know if it's haunted, but the only thing that I can think of is there is an old lady that lived there by herself. And this was, I got the impression this might have been back in like the 40s or something like that.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
apparently 40s, maybe early 50s. I don't know. But anyway, apparently she got a phone call, which I can picture her in the kitchen, standing by the back door with the phone up to her ear where the phone jack is now. Got a phone call saying that her son, letting her know that her son had died.
Oh my God.
And right away, she had a heart attack. I mean, this shocked her so bad and she was so distraught. She had a heart attack and never recovered from it.
My God.
And I can just picture her doing that, you know, there standing in the kitchen.
You can
The
visualize
same kitchen
it.
that I was. And I could just visualize it. Yeah.
So is that another thing? I bet you, knowing you, Mike, I bet you if you sat there and you closed your eyes, like even if you're going to bed and you really started to meditate on this vision in your head,
Mhm.
I bet you could probably
Sure.
see the actual woman. I would think.
Well, when I was picturing this as a possibility, I am picturing her. I'm picturing her in like a, not making up what it looks like, what it could look like, but this is what is in my mind as I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing like a house coat type thing that you wear, like a, you know, like not dressed, but you're wearing this kind of a, I don't know, you know, like a house coat, like a thin material.
No, sure. I can picture that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, not really heavy set, but not skinny lady. I can picture her hair, not all gray, but fairly dark still.
Mm-hmm.
And I can just picture that and her standing there, you know, by that phone.
In your vision, in your visualization, does she have glasses? I'm just curious.
No,
Okay.
she did not.
Okay. Very interesting. Very now. When you say she never recovered it, is that like what made her unfortunately have to leave the house? Did she have to go to a home of some sort, or do you not know?
She didn't, from what I was told, she didn't die in the house, but she never did recover. And I don't know what happened to her after that. All I was
Man.
told is that she never did recover.
Have you ever done? I think you have done, but just I'm drawing a fart on here. Just drawing a fart. I'm having a brain fart trying to think of the phrase. But just do me a courtesy here, Mike, and answer me. Even if you already have answered me 1,000 times. Have you done a history search on your house?
Mushrooms?
What's that?
Mushrooms?
No. Do me a do me a courtesy
Oh,
and
have you ever done?
no.
I heard you say, have you ever done? And I just came up with that.
I see. No.
Have I ever done? Have I ever done any history searching on the house?
Yes.
I have glanced over the abstract for the house,
Okay.
and I don't remember. I know that way back in the 1800s, still, and maybe turn of the century, there was a family. There's a husband and wife that had like 3 sons that lived here. But, you know, there was a lot of people that lived here over the years.
Right.
What I need to do is find that abstract, look at it again, and
Yes.
see if I can find, you know, a woman, a name that lived here by herself, maybe during the 40s or 50s or whatever.
Right. I was going to say around that time frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I remember you telling me about that because when we used to do like, well, we still do on Patreon episodes, but one of our Spirit Box sessions that we did, you had mentioned that abstract. You mentioned so many people who had lived in that house, and we were getting all these odd replies and all these different names, you know, off the
Yeah.
Spirit Box app. And that was really interesting. It's like, man, we need to do like a deep
I
dive
need to
into
find that abstract.
yeah. And I have to point out, again, as far as audio goes, Mike and I are having really weird reception problems right now. Mike, you freeze up on me every now and then. The audio's been fine, but you freeze up on me, and I'm sure I've frozen up on you. And I'm looking at myself right now, and it looks very, very jittery. I'm kind of frozen looking myself.
Yeah.
But just bear with us. We apologize for the internet connection and all that stuff, but we're forging through because we're soldiers.
Yeah.
We are fighters for our patrons.
And that voice and the way you just said that, we are fighters.
Oh, my
we
God.
will carry on. Oh, you sound so much like a fighting fool.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
I'm
it.
a fighter.
What the hell am I, Rip Taylor all of a sudden? Good God. I was like,
Sorry. You know I'm joking.
I just feel like I need to be throwing glitter all around myself now after that little impersonation
Putting
you
a
did there.
handkerchief between your scalp and
Yes,
toupee.
exactly.
Do you remember when he used to do that? I hope there's some listeners out there that know who Rip Taylor
I know, exactly.
was.
Exactly. Now I lost my train of thought. Now I got Rip Taylor in my brain.
Yeah.
That could be nightmarish in itself. So, but you, in all honesty, you truly feel, and I believe you, Mike, you truly feel like something happened. Well, how did you describe it to me during the text? You said something about like possibly something sneaking through that veil there
Yeah.
in that, in the audio.
You know,
that you
the
heard.
veil can I think it can thin out like a wave at times. You know, maybe that's why we see things at times where, you know, if the veil thins for whatever reason, you know, energy or whatever makes it happen, I think it can, by itself or whatever helps it along, can thin out enough to where, you know, we can see what comes through or hear what comes through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. So
yeah.
do you think that this audio of this, I'm going to call it phantom phone call, this, you know, this old
Sure.
phone that's ringing, do you think that that's going on constantly right now, but you just can't hear it because that veil hasn't reached that thin enough point to break through? I mean, is it something that is literally
Well, I wonder.
going constantly, you know?
You know, and if that is the case, you know, maybe that's how residual things happen, where, you know, you see it happen over and over again at different times.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is going through a constant loop, and you only see it when that veil is thin.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a good point. That's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to make a point. I was sincerely wondering, you know, we kind of mentioned that
All I
briefly.
can say is it sounds like a good possibility.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we mentioned that kind of when we briefly were talking about the differences between intelligent and residual hauntings with Mr. Jericho the last time we spoke to him.
right.
And you brought up as an example the people who visit the White House who claim to see Lincoln's ghost doing the same thing over and over. He's sitting at the
Yeah,
end
sitting
of
on
his
his
bed.
bed, putting his boots on.
Right. And it's just like,
And the first time I heard that story, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and I remember that very well.
Yeah.
That's seen in the White House. Yeah.
okay, you know, we need to get back to phantom phone calls here before we wrap it up. But when you said 7 years old, that reminded me of something I was reading the other day, and it got me kind of irritated. And I want your thoughts on this. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say. But a lot of skeptics out there and a lot of psychologists and even psychiatrists, I'm sure, and all the smart people, you know, there's...
Mhm.
I can't remember exactly where I found this, where I read it. Long story short, it was basically saying, you know, it was something that was totally anti-paranormal, saying the ghosts aren't real, basically. And they said that, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is essentially what it said, is that all people who believe in ghosts or claim to have seen a ghost suffered some sort of childhood trauma when they were younger. And they have been struggling, and this affected them so profoundly that they basically live in a fantasy world that they cannot escape from. You know, that's basically what they were saying. What Mike looks mad. You gotta like it. Mike's face, he's getting red. You look ornery.
Well,
What do you have to say about? What do you
Yeah.
have to say about that?
no. I think
Just no.
Uh.
No. I'll fill in for Igor. No.
no.
It's just, I find those so stupefyingly frustrating because it's like, do you really just can't, how numbingly boring is that mindset? First and foremost, that's just an opinion, but how closed-minded and quite frankly unscientific is that way of thinking, that they're just, again, total pseudo-skepticism, not even bothering looking into a true phenomena that's been going on since humans have existed. And all they say,
Right.
nope, they all had some sort of childhood trauma and they haven't grown up That's basically what they said.
But they think it is scientific the way they believe and feel about it
Yeah. Well, of course.
because there's no proof. Well, look at the proof.
Yeah. And they
And
use
proof
big
to them
words.
is not gonna. It's not gonna do anything because anything can be faked, and they go by that all the time too. Well, that can be faked. Of course it can.
Of course,
Doesn't
it
mean
can.
it hasn't happened.
And then they'll provide evidence that is obviously faked as their evidence that everything is faked. You know,
Yeah.
and that frustrates me too because they totally push aside stuff that is impossible to debunk, that it is impossible to explain, and instead they throw stuff that is 195%, deep fake online and say, see, this is proof that everything is faulty, everything is a falsehood, and it's like, oh, whatever. So
Yeah, and what's frustrating too is that things can be faked in a way that there's no way that you could probably even prove that it's been faked.
oh, I know.
It could look so real.
Well, Mike, you and I have been having fun sending TikTok videos back and forth to each other because TikTok is unbelievably ginormous. And yes, oh, by the way, Paranormally Zone, you can find us on TikTok. Go join us out there. Spread the word.
Yeah,
I'm trying to post stuff. I don't know what the hell to post on there.
Did you get that last one that I sent to you? That woman on the organ and the guy singing?
No, I didn't. I'll have to look at
I
that.
sent that on.
Okay, well, I hope doesn't sound like a paranormal one at all. So
No, it's not. But boy, it's fun.
but even some of those videos that you and I send back and forth to each other, we're questioning each other, saying like, so well,
Right.
what do you think about? I mean, they look so great. Oh yeah, I know our internet connection is
Yeah.
unstable. I know that. I'm sorry, I just got that warning on the screen again. But it's like, well, is it fake though? It looks so fantastic, but anyone can do anything on their damn phones nowadays, and it's maddening.
And if you have half knowledge of it, you can do it. But people that really know what they're doing with simple objects that you have, a simple computer that you have, they can do anything. If you really know what you're doing, you can really do it up good. I mean,
that's when I watch those
people out
things
there like that.
When I watch those things, and like I said, I'm subscribed to a YouTube channel called Nuke's Top 5, where he always posts all these, and he prefaces all of it. Every clip, he's like, you decide, is this truly a ghost on camera or is it an elaborate hoax? You decide. All these videos are just fantastic. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that one, Mike? With these videos that are so impressive, but at the same time, you have to question all of them because, like we said already, I'm repeating myself. Anybody and their grandmother can create, well, maybe not their grandmother, can create some of this stuff that looks fantastic. And I go by, I got my train of thought back. I go by what adds weight to whether or not I believe in them or not. I go by the quote unquote acting abilities of those in the videos.
Sure.
I'd like to think I have a decent bullshit detector,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to think I can tell when someone has a legit, sincere response as opposed to a planned hoax or if they're acting.
Yeah.
That's what sets it apart for me. Sometimes it's just like, no, that's too good to be true, and your acting's kind of stiff there, boy. I'm not sure I buy into it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm totally off base on that. But
Yeah. Or you see these videos that have this awesome thing that happens, like a UFO or a ghost or whatever, and a lot of them are like the lack of reaction when somebody would have been freaking out and like all excited and shaking. You can hear them breathing heavier.
right.
There's people that forget to do that.
They do. Well, I kind of went up on a tangent there, Mike. But before we have to wrap up the show, we got about 10 minutes or so to go here, maybe 15. I'm not sure. Our 10-minute warning will let us know. Thanks, Zoom. What the hell is going on with Phantom phone calls in the first place? We did 2 episodes back in the day as the Alternate Route podcast. We focus on Phantom phone calls. Those 2 of my favorite episodes. I love them because they truly are creepy. Truly are eerie. I mean, there are countless stories out there of people who claim to have experienced this.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just talking about the phone rings and you answer it and no one's on the other line. We're not talking about that. We're talking about like seemingly bizarre and sincere messages from the other side, like people have passed on or any number
Yeah.
of things.
Yep. And
what-
people swear that was that person's voice.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, they recognize it. They know it. It's like, somebody from their family or their mother. They know the voice.
Here's a question that just popped into my brain. If these are legit, the phantom phone calls are legit, paranormally speaking, and like let's say a family member who passed on is trying to contact you, are they literally consciously utilizing a phone of some sort as a means to connect with you, or is it just by chance that their attempts at connection are being siphoned through phone lines or nowadays cell phones and stuff? I mean, what do you think is going on there? Do you kind of get what I'm asking?
Yeah.
Are they legitimately on the other side? Are they saying, okay, I need to go through their phone to try and contact them, or is
Right.
it by chance?
And I'm sure that does happen because especially like, a lot of the stories that you read there, when you answer the phone, the other side is reacting like they're holding the phone and saying, hello, is whoever there. There's this really short story here that I would like to read that shows
Yeah, please
kind
do.
of an example of that. This is from Matt talking about that happened to his older brother. He said, about a year ago, just a few weeks after my eldest brother Jeremy's best friend Joe died of heart trouble, Matt received a telephone call from a person that sounded exactly like Joe. He said something like, Matt, it's Joe. Is Jeremy home? So that's like an actual, he knows he's on the phone. He knows he's calling somebody,
Yeah.
as in a real phone call. And then he says, after asking for Jeremy, he said, something really strange is going on. So it's like this person that has died is confused. Something strange going on.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get a hold of this guy, his friend, this guy's brother, for help. Said Matt freaked out and could hardly answer, but he did say, no, he's not sorry. But then the phone hung up and Matt looked at the caller ID and it read out of area. So Matt called that star 69, but they were unable to trace the call. But then they never did get another telephone call from Joe. And it still, to this day, scares Matt when he thinks about it.
That's creepy.
So, it's like whoever on the other side, if it's just Jeremy or whatever, knows he's making a phone call. It's like, but is he over there holding a spirit phone?
right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Not
It's just like, how is it
chances
done?
are no. Right. Well, again, it's like, are they able to? Are we able to? When we pass on, are we able to somehow? Gosh, what's the term I'm looking for? Somehow,
Manipulate electronics.
yeah, manipulate electronics, or somehow maybe insert our energy into methods of communication. I hope you understood what I meant by that. It's truly it's fascinating. It's also kind of eerie. And when you said that, when he said something's very strange going on, that made me feel sad. That made me feel like
Right.
he
So
hasn't moved
yeah.
on. He hasn't accepted where he is
You picture him being confused somewhere,
somewhere.
between here and there,
Limbo, man. Literally limbo.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Or if for those familiar with Stranger Things, it's like he's residing in the upside down. He's trapped there. It's Mike. Have you watched Stranger Things yet? By the way.
I started watching and I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and for some reason
Oh my God.
I haven't gone back to it, but I know I have to. There's so many collectibles that go along with Stranger Things, like figures and things.
There you go, right
that,
there.
you know,
If there's no other reason,
yeah.
just do that for the collectibles.
I know, and just so I have a reason to buy them. Yeah.
It's so good. I'm like torn, Mike. I'm torn because next is it Friday is the premiere of Stranger Things. The whole season drops. Season 4, part 1 of season 4 of Stranger Things drops on the same night that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series premieres, and so
Really?
I am going to be in freaking heaven for that crap. But
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Obi-Wan first. I'm telling you that right now. But
Yeah.
hey, by
of
the way,
course.
Mike, I want to get back. We got about 7 minutes. I want to get back to Phantom Phone Calls. But very briefly,
Yes.
I started watching the Kids in the Hall new series, the new series from the Kids in the Hall.
Yeah,
last
I
night.
haven't seen that yet, but how was that?
Well,
the
I only-
first episode.
I put it on I only got through about 10 minutes of it because I really want to watch it with Bridget. Bridget wants to watch it with me, and I want to watch it with her. So
Mhm.
and she was in bed, so I was like, but I wanted to watch it, and I watched like maybe the first 15
Yeah.
minutes. And it's no spoilers, but I will give you a spoiler. If you're prepared to see full frontal Kids in the Hall, watch episode 1.
No way.
Not all 5
It's
of them.
not.
But
It's not Scott Thompson, is
it
it?
is not Scott Thompson. No, it is not.
I figured it would have been.
No, no. If you want to see full frontal Dave Foley and Kevin McDonald,
Oh, man.
check out episode 1 of the new season of Kids. in
Stuff you would not have seen in the original series.
No, and now they're all like 60 years old, and yeah, everything looks 60 years old. So that's all I'll say.
Could you imagine seeing like a naked chicken lady?
No, I don't want to.
Want to share a taxi?
So no, Bridget and I need to tackle that. We need to watch it so bad, but I just have the vision
Yeah,
of
that's awesome.
buck ass naked David Foley and Kevin McDonald. No, I can't shake it up.
Unbelievable.
All right, Mike. Oh gosh, man, we should have started talking about that earlier, but we got going on and on about your awesome story, which was the point of this episode, anyways. Well, final thoughts, I guess, Mike, on Phantom Phone Calls. How legit you think they are? I know you think they're legit because it just freaking happened to you. But how, when you sit there and meditate and think about a phantom phone call, what is the first thing that pops in your mind as to what is being attempted with a phantom phone
Well, communication, absolutely communication.
Of course.
Obviously.
call? Of course.
But
I guess maybe a better
like
question
this-
would be what, why? What is the motivation of reaching out so strongly through utilizing these phantom phone call methods? I guess?
yeah. Well, what's behind any normal phone call? It could be the same thing, or
Yep.
like a family member trying to console somebody that is left in the living, or
That's what I was thinking. That's the first thing that popped in my
comfort.
Mhm.
Comfort and assuring that they're okay. Like people get visitations. Saying that, why can't it be
Mhm.
done over the phone if needed or whatever? But
Maybe also, but as the example that you provided, maybe also trying to comfort themselves because
yeah,
This-
confusion. They don't know, and they're
Mhm.
trying to find out, and they reach out to the person they feel they can get help from, or they feel comfortable with, or that they
Mhm.
could, with the energy they have, get through to.
I like
Yeah.
how you answer that though, Mike, like immediately, because you hear the old saying, ghosts were people too, right? And I think
Mhm.
I think we tend to forget that basic truth.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we overanalyze things. I know I do, and we kind of forget about the simpleness or the simple answers that could be behind all of these mysteries. A lot of times, like the question I just
Yeah.
asked you right there, and you simply said, "Well, why do people make phone calls in real life when they're alive?" I'm like, "Well, duh, yeah. Why would they change their methods or their reasons? Because they
Yeah.
passed on. They want to talk to you. They want to reach out to comfort you. They want comfort themselves. Any number of reasons.
Yep.
So Yeah.
Absolutely.
that was very well said, Mike. You kind of put me in my place there. Sometimes I feel
Well,
like,
that's what happened when I stopped drinking beer during the podcast.
oh gosh, come on now.
I'm more articulate,
It's like
articulated.
it's like Patrick. You're looking for you're digging holes too deep when the answer's right there in front of you. You dork. That's
Well,
basically-
no. It's good that you do ask that, and we can clarify things through any stupid question that you have.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
just kidding.
So, Mike, God forbid you pass over to the other side before me. Are you going to give
I'm
me?
hoping.
Are you going to give me a phantom phone call? Or are you still planning on slapping
No,
me
I'm
in the
going to be
face?
right there. I'm going to be right there. I'm going to wake your ass up out of bed. I'm going to pull the covers off. Well, no, Bridget wouldn't.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
don't do that. No.
Yeah.
Oh, say, by the way, oh, God dang, okay, 2.5 minutes. Very briefly, I found another place that we need to tackle. I don't know, it'd be quite a damn drive for you because it's a hell of a drive for us. But Bridget was frustrated because her mom and her sister just regaled her with some very paranormal related stories of her sister and husband's former house up in Beaver Bay that apparently
Really?
not just Bridget's sister's husband, but also Bridget and Amber's mother have all experienced odd, downright creepy things in this house. And Bridget just learned about this the other day. So she was telling me right before I started recording with you. And she's like, yeah, well, more reasons to go back up there because I'm just going to hang out in this house.
Mary and I are planning a trip up to Duluth this summer. We're going to do our best to go there. And I
Awesome.
told her we have to go up to Beaver Bay so we can check out the
man.
rock shop.
Man, we should almost if that happens, we got to keep in touch and see if we can kind of synchronize our travel plans, you know. So
Let's try it.
well, shit, Mike, this has been a blast, and it's already been 55 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun, man. Yeah, dingy ding ding. Next time we're back, the quality of the sound hopefully will be improved. I'm still working on a new laptop and all that good stuff. It's quite a procedure here to get all this set up again. But anyways, Mike, thank you so much, buddy. I'll let you go. Looking forward
and
to
great things to come this weekend, everybody.
great things to come. I'm looking forward to our ghost hunting investigation this weekend, and we have a episode to record on Friday. Do not forget that. Looking forward to that one.
That is right.
Looking forward to that very much. Mike, until next time, what do our patron family members, our paranormal pals, need to do, my friend?
Well, if they don't know already, because I say it every episode, peace out.